أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Chapter 1. True Recognition. The most critical characteristic of recognition that can deliver man from deviation and regression is its correctness. If the recognition is not correct, then the underlying expectation that the possessor of recognition will remain steadfast on the mastership of Imams alayhi salam will not be true. Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam prophesied, "Indeed, our Qayyam has two occultations, one of which is longer than the other. This period will extend to such an extent that most people who believe in him will turn away. None will remain steadfast, save those whose certainty is strong and recognition correct. Then he will not have any hesitation in accepting our decrees and will submit to us, the Ahl Bayt alayhi salam." Kamaluddin, Part 31, Tradition 8. The condition mentioned in the last statement is critical for all kinds of recognition, be it Allah's recognition, the Prophet's sallallahu alaihi wasallam's recognition, or the Imam alayhi salam's recognition. This recognition should be correct from all religious aspects and in a way that Allah desires. Given the above conditions, the most obvious question is, what are the criteria for correct recognition, and how can one be sure of the correctness of his recognition? This question is best replied by referring to the definition of recognition as outlined by Ahl Bayt alayhi salam. Imam Muhammad Baqir alayhi salam, while addressing his son, declares, "O my son, know the level of the Shias from the number of the traditions they narrate and from the level of their recognition. For surely recognition is the comprehension of traditions, and by comprehending traditions, a believer scales the highest level of faith. Then surely I have seen the book of Ali alayhi salam, and I found in it that the value of a man is in proportion to the measure of his recognition." Biharul Anwar, Volume 2, page 186. As highlighted by this tradition, recognition is nothing but comprehension of traditions, and this is the scale of discerning between true and flawed recognition. Then true recognition of a subject implies comprehension of all traditions related to that subject. For instance, true recognition of Tawheed involves comprehending all traditions related to the topic. This underlines the necessity to refer to the traditions of Ahl Bayt alayhi salam in order to acquire recognition on any subject and thereby scale the peaks of faith. Every believer's faith enjoys a status proportionate to the depth of his insight of traditions of the infallible alayhi salam. So, if any believer in his pursuit of recognition acquires his knowledge from other than these traditions, he will never attain his goal, that is recognition. Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam declares that the value of a believer is related directly to the level of his recognition. The standard of recognition is referring only to the traditions of Imam alayhi salam, as true knowledge is only with them. Divine knowledge is always correct and guiding, while it is human knowledge that is flawed and misleading. Allah has made the pure and immaculate hearts of the 14 infallible alayhi salam as the fountainhead of divine knowledge. He then commanded those in thirst of this knowledge to turn only to the infallible alayhi salam for their queries. As Imam Sadiq alayhi salam revealed to Yunus bin Zabian, "If you desire true knowledge, then it is with us, the Ahl Bayt alayhi salam." Then we are the people of remembrance, those regarding whom Allah declares. So ask the followers of the reminder if you do not know. Surah Nahl 43. Wasail Shia, Volume 18, page 49. Taken from Rijal Kashi. There is no source of divine knowledge other than the people of remembrance. Had there been any other source, surely Allah would have commanded us to refer to it. That is why Imam Baqir alayhi salam narrates, by Allah, knowledge cannot be found from any source other than Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Jibrail himself has descended on them. Biharul Anwar, Volume 2, page 91. Therefore, if a new branch of knowledge has been discovered, its origin is in the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, although we may not pay attention to this fact at the time of discovery. Imam Baqir alayhi salam discloses, then surely there is no truth and reality with the people except that it has been acquired from us, the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Biharul Anwar, Volume 2, page 94. The root of true information and correct knowledge is only with Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Anything from other than the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam is flawed and misguiding. It is with respect to this that Imam Baqir alayhi salam narrates, Kul ma lam yakhruju min hazal bayte fahuwa batil. Everything that has emanated from other than this house is invalid. Wasail Shia, Volume 18, page 50. Therefore, the highest level of faith is attained by only taking knowledge from the house of revelation and submitting to its members unconditionally. If a Shia acts on this percept, he will achieve the honor of being from the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. As Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam reveals to Kumail ibn Ziyad Nakhai, Ya Kumail, La ta'khuz illa anatakum minna. O Kumail, do not acquire except from us, so that you may become from us. Wasail Shia, Volume 18, page 16. This high status is reserved only for the friends of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. In this period of occultation, although a Shia is deprived of his Imam Ajjallahu Ta'ala Faraj Sharif's presence, he can be in close proximity to the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam by referring to them as the only source of knowledge. So, if one wishes to acquire true recognition, he must reject all the other sources of knowledge and focus only on the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. He should not taint the knowledge acquired from the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam with information acquired from other sources. And if he is successful in doing so, his recognition will reach a station whereby he is protected with the power of certitude from all doubts and suspicion. His faith will reach to such a level of surety that mountains may move, but not his faith. And this is what Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam informed Muhammad bin Hanafiya. Tazulul jibalo wala tazul. Even if the mountains move, you do not move. Nahjul Balagha, Sermon 11. This advice of Amirul Mu'mineen is of particular relevance in the context of faith and beliefs. The emphasis over here is to acquire one's belief from the correct source, that is Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, and not from the ignorant. This is the only way to guarantee that our belief remains secure from doubt and uncertainty. It is the only way to ensure that our faith remains unshakable, even if gigantic mountains are unable to remain firm. Then, the only route to safeguard one's faith from doubts and satanic whisperings is to acquire knowledge from the channel recommended by Allah Himself. Therefore, if one is anxious of his faith, then he must pay minute attention to this detail and should only collect his beliefs from the side of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. If one takes his religion from Allah's book and the sunnah of his prophet, mountains may move, but he will not move. And one who takes his religion from the mouths of people, people will turn him away from the religion. Preface of Usul Kafi. The intelligent ones are not those who refer to the views of people, but intelligence in the Quranic verse is attributed to those who have found themselves to be ignorant and have turned to Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam for guidance. The intelligent ones are those who have submitted themselves completely to the traditions of the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam without any objection or modification in its interpretation. They do not doubt the sayings of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam and never advance their opinion against that of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. It is here we realize the importance of the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam in the acquisition of correct recognition. The Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam's school of thought is nourished with divine revelation, which offers man deliverance and liberation from all fallacies. Their proximity to divine sources of knowledge reassures man of their guidance. He feels he can refer to them in moments of doubt and indecision, and is comforted with the response that guides him towards certitude and conviction. This can be compared to the similitude of a very sick person who refers to a specialist doctor, one in whom he enjoys complete confidence. This sick person will not like to experiment with a doctor of whose credentials he is not sure. Then, if a man attaches so much importance to his health and physical well being, the significance he accords to his spiritual well being should be considerably higher. This is because the soul must be dealt with more care and caution than the body. So, just like he would never surrender his physical well being in the hands of an incompetent doctor, he must never submit his spiritual well being to the opinions of incompetent people. He must surrender his spiritual well being only to the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, the spiritual doctors assigned by Allah Himself.